Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Wednesday, so we're here with Coach Karen all the way from Toronto, Canada. We are so excited to have her in the house because we always learn better things about how to deal with our money. It's such a taboo subject. Sometimes I just have to whisper. But I just want you to know, come on in, Carlos. We are so glad to have you here this morning. All right, so excited. We're going to be talking about our money here with Coach Karen. I want to give a shout out to my partner, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. Hi, Cecilia. Thank you for tuning in.
Hi, Cecilia.
And we want to say hi to all of you watching on the replay. We know we don't have a show unless you tune in, so we are so glad to have you.
So grateful. So
Right
grateful.
into the conversation. Coach, what's on your mind today?
Today's I can't even speak. December started yesterday. Yesterday, right? Yeah. I'm so excited for this month because it's such a big planning month. I mean, I start all the steps probably way in September, but this month I allow it to really come together and just like work everything in and then see it. I love seeing things spread out in front of me, guys. I love putting it out on the table, my cutting table, paper and pen, drawing maps, doing every single thing that I want to do and love to do. Love to see the big picture and then break it down. Why I wait until December to finalize things is because I want to really look at what has happened throughout the year. I want to look at tweaks I need to make, ways I need to make my program, my business better. And so December come together. And so with that said, that's what I'm sharing all this month on planning for 2021. I know people want to get out of 20. People want to move on, want to see things, and they just want to know what they're going to do. And look, if you're enjoying your business right now, enjoy it. Little tweaks, little upgrade, ask for something more, go right ahead. If that's working, don't worry about it. But if you want to refresh, if you want to take things up a notch, if you want to see it at a different light, if you want to change it all together, plan it out. Take these 4 weeks and spend time planning it out. We're going to cover all about money and planning for 2021, as I said. We're going to talk about, who you are in your business and who you want to be. And if you're not visiting that person right now, go get in touch with him or her and do so. We're going to talk about how much money, you need to make per month, per year, per month to see that work for you. And we're also going to talk about, are you ready for the new year and the things you need to focus on? Because sometimes we as business owners get caught up focusing on the wrong things. Or if we are focusing on the right things, family members, friends, whoever come in and pull you in a different direction if you are not steadfast and focused in what you want. All right.
Okay. I want to give a shout out to Nicole and to Jill. How you doing? Thank you for joining us this morning.
Hi, ladies.
Hold on.
Somebody's whistling, Terry.
I know my phone is ringing
Yeah, so thank you, Jill and Nicole, for joining us. And we're talking about planning for 2021. And that's the plan for your money. That's the plan for your sanity, your spirituality. We're planning for abundance. And when we say abundance, we want it in every area. If you're not healthy, you can't enjoy your wealth. So we want to plan in that area. You need to really feed your spirituality, because when you don't know what else to do, that's where you go. That's who you go talk to. So you want to feed that. You want to feed your soul. Everything I talk about is a cumbersome, is all these things happening together to make it work for you. Because if you don't, and the only focus was money, trust me, I wouldn't be here today having this really good conversation with you. It can't be only that. That's a big part, but it can't be only that. So I like to start off talking about where you want to go, starting on where the back, and bring it back to eventuality. So when I talk about planning for 2021, I'm really talking about you thinking about the whole year, and then dividing it up. So this is going to be broad today, dividing it up into quarters so that you can check in every quarter, and then every month, and then every week, and then every day. The people who are productive every day is because they understand. We always say their why. So they understand why and what the year, the why and the what for the whole year. So everything that they do is encompassing the why and the what. For me, and the ladies and I talked about this before. I talked about understanding this in a PDF, and if anybody wants this PDF, I'll send it to them after today. Give an example, and then I'll send it to them. Talking about here's the things you would cover. Where do I live? This is later on. Where do I live? Who am I with? What have what am I doing? Why am I talking about all these things though? Because these are the things for your later years that you're planning right now. If you are not knowing your why and your what, it's kind of hard to be motivated and excited every day to come and do what you're doing. Because what? At some point, your mind is going to go into, why am I doing all of this? Like,
Yes.
what am I doing all of this for? So when the question comes up, you can answer it because you have set up yourself and you've answered these questions before. You know where you want to go, and everything you do, no matter how difficult it's looking, it's towards where you want to go.
Coach, someone once told me that wealthy people ask themselves the question, where am I going and who am I taking with me?
Yes. All the time.
And I think because we may have answered this question before, we may not think it's necessary to answer it again. But what do you think about that? Should we, if we've answered it before, should we be revisiting this question?
We should revisit it every year.
Okay.
People change. Friendships change. Business partners change.
That's true.
I've had several partnerships that last 2 years, some 5 years, some 3 years. And when it was at the end, it was at the end. Now you take it with you after that. So you got to know these things.
And the nature of your business may change, especially this year, if none other.
Yeah. You might want to do different things. And if you're in a partnership, they might not want to do them with you. Here's the other part that I don't talk a lot about, but I'm going to mention it today. If you're a business owner and you got a partner that is not or don't care about business, all they care about is their job, their works, business is not part of their priority, don't try to force it on them. Don't try to have discussions with them about it. Now, I know in marriage, I'm married for a very long time. It is tempting and you want to have the input of your partner. You want to talk to them about the stuff.
His girlfriend's changed too. Go ahead.
And it feels like you want to do it. And you feel like, who else would I want to tell this to? But if you don't have somebody who's very encouraging, and they might want the best for you, but they don't have the words that support their feeling that they're feeling for you, don't keep discussing it with them. Don't keep going to them for the support that you want. Don't matter if that's all you're feeling. You're going to have to suck it up. Read your Bible. Talk to somebody. Get yourself in a group situation where you can have like-minded people to cheer you on. But please, I beg of you, do not go and speak to them about the things that you're struggling with. They're going to make you feel worse. So, even when you're happy, if they are not in their happy place, let's say they're at work and they have a little stuff happening, they throw that on you. And so many business owners don't realize this because you're wanting so desperately, and this, I know, you're wanting so desperately for the person that you love, and you can love them in other ways. This part of it probably doesn't work, and it's okay. This is not me saying, get out your marriage, don't talk to, no, this is me telling you, if you and this person don't connect in this specific situation, don't force it. Because when you work by yourself, when you're a business owner and the person don't get it, it is very hard when the people closest to you don't help cheer you on, to pull you down.
Don't celebrate. Yeah.
Anybody else. You could have everything going for you, and this one thing will pull you to pieces, will make you not feel like you're doing the greatest thing. I remember Tony in one of his talks years ago, Tony Robbins, when he was much younger, talked about coming home and not being received in the way how other people would see him or want him to be. because the partner at the time wanted whatever they wanted from him, and how it broke him. And he didn't realize how broken he was until he realized how broken he was.
Well, Carlos has some really interesting comments here. He says, I like this changing your inner circle. Oh, I mean, I call this changing your inner circle. And sometimes you need to change that circle to include your resources. He says, but not include yes people in the circle, because, then it just becomes a fan club, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got to get a mixture of people. That's for sure. Like, I think maybe because I'm a very deep person, so my friendships are, I can go in, and that's just from friends without being business. And if something ain't right, I can speak to my friends about it, and I expect them to do the very same thing to me. Karen, girl, no, not that thing. Or I got to talk to you about this stuff, and that's okay. And if you're like that, and if you aren't, you need to start getting that thick skin and being able to do it to somebody and let them do it to you. When you get into business, you're going to want the same thing is going to throw itself over. You're going to want what Carlos is talking about, the yes people. Yes, you're doing this right. Yes, you're doing that right. Yes. We're human beings. Nobody's perfect. So we're going to mess up. Shut up. Yeah, nobody's perfect.
And we need somebody to point that out to us, because otherwise we think everything is just hunky-dory. It's just going along smooth, and we don't need to do anything. We don't need to improve. We don't need to change.
You need it. You need to change.
Because
go ahead.
You never improve if you don't examine yourself, right?
The only way you have to keep examining. I do a lot of self-examination because I do a lot of coaching. So I have to self-examine myself on a regular basis. I have one-on-one accountability, and I talk with people who they're unbiased. Like, I being a coach would make them feel no way in explaining to me or expressing to me or pointing out to me. That's important. That's their job for me. They need to do that to me. It's okay. But when I talk about your family, your spouse, I'm not talking in that way. So I just want to be clear. I'm talking about
we're not doing marriage counseling here. We're talking about the
yeah. I'm just saying, if that's the case, I don't want you to get hang up on that and not focusing on the other things you could do. So I wanted to clear that part up. I'm very ready to talk about it, but it's something that came up recently, and I felt if it was needed to address, it's something that lingers, and sometimes it's hard for people to decide what to do. So I just wanted to put it out there if you needed to. Okay. And you have to look at it.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. You cannot be shy. Let's dive right into the money. And on deciding on how much money you want to make in 2021. And if you didn't make a dime in 2020, you still cannot be shy on the number that you want to work towards in 2021. That number is your number. Don't take it away. If you're not ready yet, do not share it with anybody. Most of all, I like to tell people in the first 3 months, don't tell nobody about the number that you're looking to acquire for the year. Keep that close and dear to your heart. Don't tell nobody. That's your number. The next question that follows, once you know that number, what are you willing to put into your business to make this happen? And it can be a pie in the sky dream. Never, ever. It has to be concrete. I mean, let me tell you, when I start sitting down to do this kind of detail work, it's detail work to the T. I go in and it takes days because I am writing what happens every quarter. I'm writing what happened within that quarter. I have a separate setup for the what ifs, because it's going to come. It's not if it comes, it's going to come. So you want to know that you can put in that work. You want to understand everything, the whole big picture of what it's going to take for you to accomplish this number. Yes, you might have to collaborate. Yes, you might have to hire people, whatever, but you got to know, because when you know all those things, sometimes the number that you thought you want to earn for the year is not enough for the things you have to accomplish. So you might have to up the number. So that's why you want to have this big picture so you could know the number. You're not in business to skin your teeth. You're in business to make money. So you gotta have to do the things that help you make money. And you got to know the season you're going to be in. So if you're starting off and you're starting over fresh, your big chunk of time is on leads and making sales, leads and making sales, not the nitty gritty things that you can do in the background. Your main focus, your three things every single day is having a way of capturing leads and getting your line, your pipeline, your funnel, however you decide to set it up, working for you. If that's through social media, then that's how you do it. And you should have three things, whatever those three sprung looks like to you, that ends up into you selling something. I don't care how small. If the number is smaller, you're going to have to sell more. If the number is larger, you can sell less. So you have to know what you're selling, how you're going to get people to buy it so that your business can make money. If you're selling onesie, let's say you're selling onesie and putting stuff on it and you're selling it for $35, that's just a number. I don't know how much it's sold for. You need to know how much onesies you need to sell per day, per week to get you to the number you want per month or every 4 weeks. I like every 4 weeks. I don't like the month thing. And I'll tell you that in another time why. I like every 4 weeks. Every 4 weeks, you make more money per year. That's the main reason why. And so you would know what you need to make every 4 weeks so that you know how much you need to sell. Because remember, when you sell the onesie and you sell it for $35, maybe $10 is all that's yours. The rest is not yours. And if the rest is not yours, you can't come that you made $35 when you sell 7 onesie. No, you didn't make 35 by 7. You make 10 by 7. So all you made was $70, even though the business earned 35 by 7.
Mm-hmm.
When you have everything in detail, you can go back in, you can check, you can see if you need to adjust your price because maybe you were off by a couple of dollars, a couple of quarters adds up so quickly. You wouldn't believe it when you're doing quantity of anything. This is why things are $9.97. This is why.
Gotcha.
This is why the bank, I'm not petty. If I see that you took my fees off and my fees was X amount of dollars plus 10 cents, I'm in the bank. I'm like, why did you take off 10 cents? And the guy is like, it's just 10 cents. I'm like, why? There was no need to take 10 cents off my account. Put it back on. I want my 10 cents. I do. And, people used to laugh at me years ago when I used to work. And yeah, a girl was stealing 10 cents from people at the bank. I never forget that story. It was on Canada all over broadcasting. All she stole from every customer was 10 cents. That's it. 10 cents from each customer. You know how many customers the bank has? And nobody noticed until the guy was like me, was saying, I noticed that I lose 10 cents every boom, boom, boom. And he went and printed out the whole thing and he brought it in. Police came in, the place was barred off. I was working at the time. It was crazy because nobody could have believed she was thieving 10 cents. Nobody paid attention to 10 cents. She got charged, but they had to let her go because they couldn't find the money. She's a millionaire. Stealing 10 cents. She's been stealing 10 cents for the longest while and nobody noticed.
Wow.
You got to pay attention to your money. You got to plan it out. You got to pay attention to your money. You got to ask what you want. You got to put in the time to plan it out. This is like my best song that I love. But you have to execute the plan once you lay out the plan.
See, that's the deal too. A lot of times we plan, but we don't execute.
One of the big reasons for not executing it is because it feels so tedious and hard and so big and so cumbersome. And, I like to say, just break it down. It's going to be easy. But for a person who haven't planned that big of a plan before, it is not easy. And I have to learn over time. It's not easy, even if they're seeing just the week's plan, because what happened, the head is still consuming of all that they had planned. So the brain is still thinking about the huge plan versus what's in front of them. And this is why I love planning the year before. This is why I love planning in November, December, because it allows you to take that break. Like I take some time off of work after Christmas, and I just relax myself. I watch a lot of stupid movies. I skin my teeth like crazy. I dance around the house like a fool, and I really just let go of everything, so that when I get back into the work that I love, I'm doing it fresh, and I'm not feeling this big burden on me that I'm carrying around for the year.
Oh, what a great idea. Like I told you before the show began, I can't wait to see the end of 2020. I am going to celebrate like it's 1999, as they say. Yeah, because it's just a landmark in so many lives in the
So many.
century. I think it's a landmark for the century. That
It is.
you know what I mean. And
Right.
so I feel like, you know how we say you reset every year.
Yes.
I truly feel like this is a reset.
It's going to be so much reset for so many people. So many lives have gone. People I know. Um, my stepfather died this year from COVID. So there's a lot of people.
Pain, yes.
It's a lot of people. His daughter also, she got it from him. Thank God she survived. And then the other one also was iffy, but she came out without it. So it's people are so ready for 2021. It's not fun. They're
Yeah.
so ready to just let's do this. Could we even skip over December?
You know, and if we could, we skip the spring and go straight to summer, because that's when we can really go out the house. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes. Because it's still gonna be a little crazy,
It's
January,
gonna take a
February.
while for the transition. Yeah.
Yes. It's still gonna be a while there. But in spite of saying all of that, you've got the downtime.
Yes.
You've got the downtime. Don't rush out and do everything. And remember, this don't have to be all at once. This can happen in a timely manner. Because when you rush it really and truly, you get exhausted. You feel overwhelmed. For me to write out my big plans, I'll be honest with you, it takes me 2 days to write out my big plan. And then I leave it for a full week and I don't look at it. And then I go back in and I'm now taking it section by section. I don't try to rush it. I got other things I'm doing, but this is part of the must happen. It must happen because if it don't happen, January would be wasted. February and March, it happens, it goes down the pipe. It happens. And then you look at people and if you're on social media, you watch people making money, you're like, how are they doing this? I've been doing everything I can, but you're not doing it in a systematic manner. You're not knowing what's happening. I mean, if you don't plan at the end of January, February, let's say you get to March as the first quarter, and you had planned at somewhere in between these the first quarter that you should get to whether it's $5,000 to $10,000 a month, and you're not there. It's not a bad thing. It's just allowing you to go back and tweak to see how much sales calls you didn't do, the collaboration you should have had, you didn't collaborate with the people. If you were a speaker, you didn't get any speaking gigs. Was there another roundabout you could have done? Could you have written a book and put it up and promoted that? Like, you get to go in and see whatever it is you choose to do. And you have to be honest with yourself. Did I put in 100% effort in these areas? Was I weak? Was I afraid? And you need to write these things out for yourself, because you don't want the second quarter to be the same. You can't get to $100,000 or 200 and something $1,000. Because a lot of times when people say, I want to make $1 million this year, I ask them how long you're in business and what were you doing? Because if you haven't been able to make $100,000, and don't get me wrong, you can make $1 million in a year. But if you don't understand the processes, you're not going to get to $1 million. And not because you can't. You're going to sabotage yourself because you have to understand how your money flow works. This is why you wouldn't get there. Because you make $10,000, and I can tell you, and guarantee this with so many people, they'll make money and spend it out because subconsciously they can't fathom $100,000. They can't fathom $200,000. Even though they'll tell me and tell you that that's what they want, deep down, they can't hold on to that in any shape or form. So making $1 million, although it sounds beautiful, they can't get there. because the workload to get them there is going to be massive. There's no ifs or buts. Whether you're doing the work or you're handling subcontractors or you're handling employees, it's a whole different ball game. I know this from experience myself. I know this from watching people do this. It's a whole different ball game. You got to lead up to it. So if you want to make $1 million, try making $100,000 and try making, $200,000-$300,000 for that year, and see how you feel, and see the stress and the worry and all the things that you have to do to manage that kind of money, and keep planning towards making that money and towards keeping that money. It's like the person who take $1 million and put it in investment and say, invest this money for me, see what's going to happen. He has experienced a lot of loss before, and he understands his temperature, understand how he handles the loss, how he feels the loss, what happens with his loss, and he is ready to see what that money can do. I had a friend was a financial planner, and he had this guy who drop $1 million to his lap and said, invest it however you see fit, because I don't got the time. He said, I panic because I just wanted to sit with me, but he just wanted to give me the money. I was just sit with me. I don't want to lose your money. He goes, nah, I trust you. Here, do what you know is good for me. And he did. But the point is, because he didn't have anybody do that with him before, he said he worried for months about losing the man's money because nobody had dropped up in his lap. I brought it up to just to point out, when you haven't worked through the process, when you haven't understood how you feel about money, the temperature you're at, what money does and how it moves and shake you. Believe it or not, having a lot of money sometimes make people depressed, put them to sleep, can't function, can't work. People think it's only when people don't have money. Well, people get money, and that happens to them. People come off of work and had enough money saved up. I know this incident, a whole year's work. And you would think having the year money to pay all her bills would make her go after her dreams. No, she lied. She didn't do this. She didn't do that. When the money was coming to the end, that's when she got busy. That's when she freaked out. That's when she got up. The money paralyzed her. The money depressed her. Money shows up and make you behave in ways that you can't even fathom until you start doing it. Until you're in it. You have to experience it. Like there's no way around it. You got to experience it. I talked my mouth off. No.
I understand it. So, okay, so summarize for us. We need to know our numbers.
Yes. All about money planning for 2021. How much money do you want to make in 2021? That number is for you. You got to know the number you want to make, because everything you plan to do will support the number, will support you getting the number. And when you space it out in 4 quarters, it helps you to spread out how much time you have to make that money. If you didn't make it in your first and second quarter, you start feeling the pressure on the last 2 quarters to come in. But if you allow yourself to recognize whatever your shortfall is, whatever you need to learn, you will know that you don't need to put that pressure on yourself. You'll be able to explain to you, not to me or anybody, but to yourself. I know you think it's other people, but the most important person to explain this to is you. Why and how, and what can I do about it? That's it. Why, how, and what can I do about it? So that the next time around, you know what to do about it. You see, blaming yourself don't get you anywhere. Making it doesn't put you anywhere. You don't go anywhere. You just go around in a circle. Stop blaming yourself.
And be okay with it. Whatever happened in 2020.
Yes.
Be okay
you can't change it. We're coming to the end.
Be okay with it, and just scratch it and start from where you are.
Yes. Because there's a lot of people who make a lot of money in 2020. By the way, there's a lot of people who make a lot of money in 2020, selling earrings, selling hair, selling onesie, selling t-shirts, sweatsuits. People are selling all sorts of things. Lots of people made a lot of money this year selling whatever it is they needed to sell. They got up and they did it, because a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people had to find a way to eat. A lot of people had to figure out a lot of different things. So this year, although it was challenging, I said 2020 happened for everybody in a different way.
Yes, it did.
Every single one of us was given a gift, believe it or not. 2020 was a gift. I know nobody want to hear this, but 2020 was one of those gifts that it looked very ugly from the outside. Some kid got wrapping paper and just squish it like this and hand it to you. This is what happened. But if you went in and you opened all the layers of the tear up crazy paper that the child had given you, you would have seen your gift inside. It was very small, it was medium sized, some people almost very large. But if you paid attention, you would have seen the gift that was given to you. It just, because if you're alive, you got a gift. Your time was done if you die. But if you were alive, you got a gift.
And you got the time. You got the gift of time. We're always saying, I wish I had more time. I wish I had more time. Well, the fact that you didn't have to do that commute, you didn't have to, you know what I'm saying? You didn't go out to eat. So that was extra time at home. Mm-hmm. Just time. The gift of time is priceless.
Priceless.
Priceless. So I just want to thank you so much, Coach. I want to let everybody know that if they are looking to connect with Coach Karen, you can connect with her on Facebook, on her Facebook page at Profits in Daily. And I highly recommend that you join her coaching group. Okay. And then I have, let's see if I can get this.
Yeah. And I just put a link in there. If you need any help whatsoever in planning your 2021, I send my Calendly link. You can book a 30-minute session. It's free.
It's right here in the chat.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make a banner if I can. So you can see it, guys. Nice and big. You take a screenshot of that so you know how to get to her. That's not it.
StreamYard.
That's StreamYard. Sorry. It didn't translate the way I thought it was going to translate. I have to go back and copy it. But in the meantime, let me put up the comments so you can see. Did it copy? Mm-mm. No, it copied StreamYard. I'm sorry. I apologize. Let me go back to the private chat and see if I can get it to copy.
Oh. That's tech world for you.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Here we go. And see. I'm working back here.
You're working, people.
I'm working back here. Okay.
While Terry's doing that, I'll just let you know. Thank you, guys. I'm always so appreciative.
There's your calendar.
There we are.
Mm-hmm.
There we are for being here to come in on this trip and helping you guys in any way I can when it comes to money and mindset. Because there's really two powerful things that we can do when we change how we think about things. Everybody's always amazed in what you can do, in how life changes for you, and this could happen moment by moment. You are in charge of doing this. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I am just really excited, Coach, and I hope that you'll all sign up to be coached by Coach Karen. She owns a number of businesses. She's very successful, and you could benefit from coaching with her. She just had a complimentary session, 3-month session. If you missed that, sorry. 2021 is worth investing in yourself. So we highly support her and recommend her. She's been a blessing to Biz Chicks, and I know she'll be a blessing to you. I want to remind everybody, Coach, that let me share this screen. Let's see. To the stream. That tomorrow we're going to be talking with Rama Shimizu and friends, and Brenna Garcia is going to be on tomorrow. We're actually having a Norwex party. You'll actually be able to buy the Norwex products that she's been talking about all year.
Oh, way to go, Brenna.
So we're excited, and we want you to invite all your friends and come on over and support Brenna tomorrow. during the show, and we'd love for you to share this out with all your friends so that they too can come on in and enjoy the Norwex products, because they're really great for sanitizing your home. And, you know, we're all into that. And it eventually can save you a lot of money from buying all of those toxic products that we use. Yeah. So we're hoping that you'll join us tomorrow for the Norwex party and that you'll bring your friends over. Let me take this out of the frame and say, we are just so glad to have had you today, Coach. We hope that if there's anything we can do to help, let us know. In the meantime, guys, book an appointment with Coach Karen and get 2021 on track. Okay? With that, we want you to remember to go to the front of your own line. Yes. We will see you tomorrow. Same time. Bye-bye.